بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. اللهم علمنا ما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما. اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا، وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. سبحانك لا علم لنا إلا ما علمتنا، إنك أنت العليم الحكيم. أسأل الله تبارك وتعالى أن يجعل نياتنا خالصة لوجهه الكريم. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. I pray that all of you are well. I want to share this saying of the scholars with you, and it's very important. It's very simple, very brief. Time for a new computer. Really. I'm like one of those guys that see a new toy and I want it. في الإشارة عبارة. I want everyone to put that up. In the indication is a clear expression. في الإشارة عبارة. Please, everyone put that up. In the indication is a clear expression. I want you to keep this in mind when I talk. Whenever I talk, keep this expression in mind. في الإشارة عبارة. When you speak to people, especially scholars, and I am not one of them, but especially scholars, sometimes they say a lot without saying anything. But the indication is their expression. Sometimes you don't need someone to say something explicitly to you for you to get the point. And sometimes not saying something explicitly, right, a clear expression, is better for the listener and for the speaker, right? If you learn to read expressions or listen and understand expressions, sometimes you can get the point without harm, without deviating from course, right? It's very important. Like, I feel responsible for a lot of you. And really I am. Why am I responsible? Because I'm the one that initiated these platforms that we're on. Scattered Thoughts, Post-Fajr Reflections, Black Imams Roundtable. Though we all share, I was the one who came up with this stuff. So therefore, I share the responsibility, the bulk of it, if things go left. Likewise, I get the reward if they go right. So I keep that in mind when I'm listening or watching what goes on these platforms. I'm responsible. And I take that responsibility dead serious. I'm responsible. So there is a reason why I work with all the people I work with, from A to Z, whoever they may be. That's an ishara. From A to Z, whoever they may be, I work with people for a reason, right? That reason is, first and foremost, lillahi ta'ala, for the sake of Allah. Number one, first and foremost, lillahi ta'ala, for the sake of Allah. Secondly, in cooperating in righteousness and piety. Allah said, "Ta'awwanu 'ala al-birri wa taqwa." So we must cooperate in righteousness and acts of piety. We cooperate with one another. The third reason is to spread the methodology or the correct methodology of Islam, which is the methodology of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah. And Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah are the Ash'aris and the Maturidis in creed, the Hanafis, the Malikis, the Shafi'is, and the Hanbalis in fiqh, and the people of Tasawwuf with their various Turuk or Sufi practices that are valid by the sacred law, with their various Sufi paths and practices that are valid, by the sacred law. So in what I said are many indications. That is my objective, those three main things. For the sake of Allah. That's a heart matter. I can only speak what I believe is in my heart. I can't speak for the hearts of others. I only can speak what I believe is in my heart. I cannot speak for the heart of others. So what I'm doing is lillahi ta'ala. I'm not doing it for a group. I'm not doing it for my own money. I'm not doing it for any other reason except for the sake of Allah. But others, I cannot be sure what's in their hearts. So I assume the best, that they're doing it for the same purpose. Every one of you in 10 in the box, I assume you attend these sessions lillahi ta'ala, for the sake of Allah. But I don't know what every single individual who chats, who puts up, who posts, or who speaks, I don't know what's in their heart. I only think the best of you, and I pray to Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala that you are here for the sake of Allah and not some other objective that has nothing to do with why we established these platforms. I don't know why others are doing what they do, but I pray that that's why they're doing what they do. Number one, there's an indication in that, which should be obvious. What is the indication in what I just said? There's a clear expression from the indication. But what is the indication from what I just said? Let me see if y'all following how I started. What's the indication? Help me out. So I just finished the statement. What's the indication? Which is really a clear expression, but it's an indication. So what's the indication? Y'all help me, or y'all is tired today? It's too early for all these mind riddles, huh? Khadijah's in the house. No, that's not the indication. No. Come on. Mm-mm. No. No, maybe you're not good at paying attention, free slave. That's how you get into cults, because you don't pay attention. No, joking. Stop. I'll tell you. The indication is that there may be others who have another intention and not for the sake of Allah. That's the indication. That's the indication. When you say that, the indication is that there may be others who don't think like you. Right? That's the indication. There are others. You're saying that's what you intend, and you can't speak for others. So there's an indication in that there may be others who have something else on their mind that you are not aware of. So that is telling us, be careful. Not everything we take on this platform is for consumption. Not everything you hear in the chat room is for consumption. Do you follow? I'll give you an example so you learn to follow expressions, indications rather. How many times have you seen in the chat room someone tell you about their classes they're doing or what they got going on outside of what we're doing? How many times have you seen that in the chat room? If you pay attention, you came to this platform to learn. How many times in the chat room you've seen people putting what they're doing? Whether it's teaching or whatever, it has nothing to do with what we're talking about. How many times have you seen that? So if they're coming here to learn, why are they advertising what they're doing? We came to learn. You came to learn. Why are you advertising your program? I thought you came to learn, either to listen to scattered thoughts or to come to the Black Imams Roundtable or to come to Post-Fajr Reflections. Why are you advertising your own stuff? What are you doing? For what? You came to learn. Or did you come to promote yourself or promote your organization? I'll give you an example. I've studied with sheikhs a lot in my life. I've never went to my sheikh's class and told the students there, hey, I'm giving a dars next week at Masjid Muhammad. I need y'all to come. I've never done that, ever, not once. Never. I've never done that. I've never sat in a sheikh's class, a teacher's class, and told the students there that I'm teaching a class. I've never done that. I've never seen a student of knowledge do that. Ever, not once in the history of me learning. I've never seen no one do that. Unless the teacher himself did that. But I never took it upon myself to sit in the class with the sheikh, with the teacher, and say, hey, guys, come to Masjid Muhammad. I'm giving a lesson next week or tomorrow. Right? That's an example. So one should be careful, because I don't know, I can't control every single comment, every single speech. It's impossible, right? And I still think good of people, even if they may not be doing good things. But I'm gonna still have a good opinion. But in the same time, I'm responsible, so I have to say something. I'm responsible. Because you may falsely assume, you may not, but you may falsely assume is that everything you see or hear on this platform, because you trust us, that we support. And that's not true. You follow my point? You may falsely assume that since this person is on the platform and they promote this, Imam Amin, Imam Naim, or Imam Fahim, for instance, supports that. And that's not true. That is not true at all. It's not true. I don't even know about it, let alone support it, because I don't know what people are doing. I have no idea. There are some people that are only here looking for a spouse. I have nothing to do with that. We're here to teach religious knowledge. If someone wants a wife or a husband, They didn't tell me. That's what they're doing. I don't know nothing about that. I don't know anything about it. Zero. They don't tell me. They don't say, hey, Imam Amin, I'm here looking for a husband or a wife. Hook me up. They don't tell me that. They do it on their own. They go, they listen, they quote, they make some statements, they get in your inbox, and that's the end of it for me. I don't know enough after that. I know it happens. I've seen it happen multiple times, tens of times, but I have nothing to do with that. Zero. I can't control it, and I have nothing to do with it. But I can tell you that it exists, and be careful if you come here and someone comes with something else that I'm not doing, you know, you should tell them assalamu alaikum. That's not why I'm here, right? All right, from that standpoint. The second thing, so now y'all got Ishara Ibara. The second thing was cooperating with one another. In terms of cooperation, you may have to cooperate, or it may be beneficial to cooperate with people that you don't agree with everything they're saying, but you have more points that you can cooperate with than those that you disagree about. That's just is indication, not a clear expression. I said the second point, one was lillahi ta'ala. The second point was cooperating with one another in righteousness and piety. Indication, which is a clear expression. Sometimes you cooperate with people for a general good, but that does not entail that you agree on every issue. So in general, we found common ground to work together. But we do have differences of some things. And those differences, we can pass by them for the general good. And in life, you're going to have to learn to do that, right? I don't have to agree with you in everything. But there are some things that are more important than others. So we can cooperate on the more important thing, and we can overlook our secondary differences, right? You must learn to do that in life. Every single one of you must learn in life, including myself, to cooperate with someone who's not 100% on the same page as you in everything. That's the nature of cooperation, right? What is the priority here? What are we trying to do? Our priority is to spread the correct creed of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah, right? So therefore, we're going to cooperate with anyone who wants to do that, even though there may be secondary issues, and I don't necessarily negate the significance or the importance of those secondary issues, but they're not the primary issue. So we work together, we cooperate. So there's an indication in that as well. What's the indication? I think by the time this is over, y'all understand fil ishara ibara. What's the indication there? Let me see if y'all got this. This is a religious lesson too, you know, right? It's scattered thoughts, but it's a serious religious lesson. I remember when I was learning these lessons from my teacher, it used to drive me crazy. I mean, why don't you just tell me? I am telling you, you need to learn to listen. Okay. Put Dean above your ego. That is an indication, because sometimes you're going to work, you're going to put your ego down for the greater benefit, which is the Dean. This is true. Bingo! There you go. Free slave is in the house on the page. You're not doing blanket vouchers. Right? We're working for a general good. That doesn't mean somebody got some secondary stuff, right? But that secondary disagreements that we may have are not the primary concern. Right. So it's not just stamping everything, right? Not everything is just stamped. That's why I say learn, and you'll be able to distinguish the differences, right? The last one, what was the third reason I said that I'm here? While we're doing what we're doing, I mentioned 3 reasons. My 3 reasons I mentioned. What was the third one? So I mentioned, for the sake of Allah, number 1, cooperating in piety and righteousness. And the third one was what? But it was more specific. The third one was more specific. It was da'wah, but it was more specific. Right. To spread the correct aqidah, or the methodology of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah. And I mentioned specifically what Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah is, right? I mentioned Ahl Sunnah. In aqidah, I said Ahl Sunnah are who? In aqidah, Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah are who? Huh? Aqidah, Ashari and Maturidi in Aqidah. In fiqh, Ahl Sunnah are who? So that's Aqidah, true. Ashari, Maturidi. In fiqh, Ahl Sunnah are who? Maliki, Hanafi, not Ashari, Fatima. The 4 madhabs. Maliki, no, Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi, and Hanbali. Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi, Hanbali. See, Fatima, now you're in show business again. After the show, you got to go to bed. You can't be partying, celebrating the show. You got to go get some sleep. No after party. We're not young anymore. After the show, we rest. Not after the show is the after party, and after the party is the host. None of that stuff. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. All right. So, Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi, Hanbali. And in Tasawwuf, I said the people of Tasawwuf, with their various spiritual paths and valid practices, according to the sacred law. Right? That's Ahl Sunnah. The indication in that is that Ahl Sunnah is vast, not narrow. Ahl Sunnah is vast, not narrow. So all that is Ahl Sunnah when practiced correctly. When practiced according to that methodology, that's vast. It's vast. Ash'ari, Maturidi, that's vast. In Aqidah, Fiqh, Hanafi, Maliki, Shafi, Hanbali, that's vast. In Tasawwuf, vast. To the point, they said the ways or the paths of Tasawwuf are as many as the breaths of the human being. Vast, not narrow. That's a vast ocean of understanding and methodology. Vast. Beware of those who try to make it narrow. It's vast. Beware of those who try to make it narrow. It's vast. It can contain a lot, both agreements and differences. It can contain all of that, and it does. Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah contains complete agreement, al-ijma', consensus, in fact. And it also contains ikhtilaf, legitimate differences of opinion. That's Ahl Sunnah. It's vast. Beware of those who try to narrow Ahl Sunnah. It's very important. I'll repeat and put it up. Please help me. Ahl Sunnah is vast. Beware of those who try to make it narrow. Please put that up. Beautiful. When practiced, Ahl Sunnah is vast, not a narrow methodology. Beware of those who make it narrow. Ahl Sunnah is not about my group, my organization, my sheikh, my particular madhab, my particular Sufi practice. That is not all of Ahl Sunnah. It is a part of Ahl Sunnah. You follow that? It is a part of Ahl Sunnah. So Imam Amin is Ash'ari. That is a part of Ahl Sunnah. There are Maturidis, you know. There are Maturidis. And they may not be the exactly same in all cases as the Ash'ari, right? But they are Ahl Sunnah. I am Shafi'i in fiqh. Though a poor version, but in general, I am Shafi'i. But there are Hanafis, there are Malikis, and there are Hanbalis. Some issues, there is agreement, And some issues, there's difference of opinion, and it's valid. It's valid difference that have been accepted in this ummah. Even those valid differences that I'm not aware of. Right? Even those valid differences that I am totally unaware of, they exist. And some of them I don't even know. Right? Because it's vast. There are differences of opinions within the Shafi'i school that I don't know. You heard what I said? There are differences of opinion within the Shafi'i school that I don't know, let alone the other schools. There are differences of opinion within the Maliki school that the Malikis don't know. Some people who are Maliki. There are differences of opinion in the Hanafi school that some Hanafis don't know. And there are differences of opinion in the Hanbali school that the Hanbalis don't know. Some Hanbalis don't know. Especially us laymen, us common people, we're not scholars. So there are many issues that we don't know about that are legitimate within our schools and between the schools. Not everything is consensus. But Ahl Sunnah accepts all of it because of its vastness. So all legitimate differences, methodological differences within and outside of the schools, Ahl Sunnah embraces all of that. Right? It embraces all of that, and it can contain all of that. So when someone goes to narrow that, beware of that. This is not Ahl Sunnah. Even though you're claiming Ahl Sunnah, but you have narrowed what Allah and His Messenger Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam made vast, which is the understanding of the sacred law. You have narrowed what Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala made vast, and that's a mistake. That is not Ahl Sunnah. Even though you claim to be Ahl Sunnah, but what you've narrowed has made you follow a methodology other than Ahl Sunnah, even though you claim to be Ahl Sunnah. With all these indications, do y'all got my clear expression? And I can close. I gave you a bunch of clear expressions, and you should gather from that. I gave you a bunch of indications, which you should gather one clear expression. What is it? I walked you through the whole thing. Now I'm going to close. What is the clear expression? So through all those indications, I'm really aiming at one clear expression. And the one who answers gets a free joke. Subhanallah. What's the clear expression? Where's Imam Naeem? Imam Fahim. What's the clear expression? Asa knows the clear expression. Bingo. There you go. That's the clear expression. Thank you, Sophia. You get the joke. I owe you one. That's it. Come on over to death row. No, honestly, clear expression. I know for sure there are people operating on these platforms with an ulterior motive. I know it for sure. I just ain't telling you. So I'm just saying, watch them. Because I hope that they would turn away. They would turn from their wicked ways. so I don't mention them by name. I know for sure 1,000% that there are people working on this platform to do something other than what we're talking about. 1,000% I watch it, but they keep coming. So maybe, inshallah, they will learn something and they will benefit. But I'm telling you, 1,000%, 1,000,000%, that there are people working on these platforms that have absolutely no connection with what we're trying to do. You follow? That's an explicit expression. Y'all follow what I mean? Call them whatever you want. I'm telling you it exists. And it's not that I don't see you. I'm weighing harm and benefit before I say something. Right? Is it beneficial or is it harmful? Right? Before I say something, I'm going to weigh, is the benefit greater in saying something or is the harm? I have to weigh between benefit and harm. But I do see it. I do see it, and I know what's behind it. And I'm watching, and I'm paying attention. Right? Because not every harm is dangerous. Right? Sometimes there's a bigger benefit. Right? And everybody has their way. Everyone has their way of doing things. Right? And sometimes it takes people different. Everyone's not the same. So you gotta weigh people and weigh stuff, right? But I'm telling you for sure, there are people that have nothing to do with what we're doing, and they're on this platform working their agenda. But in general, we lay out a wide enough platform, a wide enough understanding that it can encompass them so long as they don't run amok. It's vast, Ahl Sunnah. So it can bring them, it can contain them so long as they don't run amok. If they run amok, then I'm going to deal with them. I'm going to be explicit, right? Then I'm going to be explicit and you're going to know exactly who I'm talking about. If they run amok. If they don't run amok, mashallah, just keep learning, pay attention, and you'll be okay, right? Because they may not run amok. They may just start one way and end up another way, right? It can happen, right? So that's all my indications. Stop paying so much attention to the chat boxes. Learn what you're learning in the class, right? And understand in the class, the teachers are from various approaches within Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah. So there is the ability, even among the teachers, for acceptable differences of opinion. Even among the teachers, I mean the ones who are speaking and teaching, even among them, within Ahl Sunnah, there is an acceptable degree of differences of opinion. It's valid. Hence, Imam Naim is Maliki, I am Shafi'i. The way he teaches fiqh is going to be different from the way I teach fiqh, and it's valid. You follow? It's valid. We don't agree on everything. It's valid, right? You see my point? is a valid difference of opinion. Imam Naim, and I'm only speaking to him because me and Imam Fahim share Shafi'i fiqh, right? But in Tasawwuf, we are different. Imam Fahim is leaning or following towards the Shadhili tariqah. My Sufi approach is different, not the same. I mean, in general, but we have different methodologies. Imam Naim is Qadiri. He mentioned, he put on his page, set tripping, throwing up his flag. MasjidMuhammadAC is Ash'ari, Maliki, Qadiri. You don't like it? See me. I'm outside. Was that you the other day, Imam Naim? I'm outside. What? Alhamdulillah. All that's within Ahl Sunnah is valid, acceptable. No problem with it. Right? It's fine. Ahl Sunnah is vast. It accepts all of that. And not one is better than the other. It may be better for you as an individual, but in terms of the others, other methodology may be better for the other person. And that is vast. That's the vastness of Ahl Sunnah. Nadira, can someone be both? We're a little bit of everything these days because we don't really have teachers that we stick to. So a lot of people are kind of all over the place a little bit. But that's just the natural process of learning. So it's not even really that bad. Right. All right. So am I clear for today? Because over the last couple of days, I saw some troubling things, but I just said, let me throw out an indication and bring everyone back to paying attention. But this is the summary of what I said. Some people are operating outside of the scope of these classes. That's happening. So you'll see it. And now that I told you, you can just be aware and protect yourself. What we're doing here, that's what we're doing. Somebody else got something else going on. It could be right. It could be outside the scope of the class. It's possible. Just make sure you stay within the confines of Ahl Sunnati wal Jama'ah. And it's a lot of room in that. It's a lot of grazing area, right? And this is true. I'm Imam Amin, and I approve this message. It's not me because he already indicates at me. He is true. I'm always beating up on the free slave. That's my homie, though. So that's it. All right, Barakallahu Bikum. Am I clear? Everybody got me? Any questions? No, this has nothing to do with a troll. I'm not talking about no troll. Trolls are obvious. I mean, I guess that would be a troll too, but they have an agenda. A troll is just clowning, I guess. I don't know. No, these people have these individuals want something from this platform. And that is followers. They want followers. So they come here and they collect some followers. That's what they do. They don't build their own stuff. They go on other people's stuff to get followers, right? They don't just do their own work. They'll come on this platform to get followers. Do your own work, right? Right? Do your own work. Don't come to our house and try to steal our food to feed yourself. Go get a job. Go work. Right? That's it. No, 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 no. Seriously. I just, there are people who are Ahl Sunnah, right? They just got different ideas. And some of them are narrow. They're Ahl Sunnah, but some of their ideas are so narrow you wouldn't notice it. So they have their own ideology of things, right? They're Ahl Sunnah, but they got their own stuff. They don't have this vast approach to Ahl Sunnah. It's narrow. But they are Ahl Sunnah. But they have a narrow approach, which is not Ahl Sunnah in approach, though their belief and their practice and everything is Ahl Sunnah. But the narrow approach is not Ahl Sunnah. Okay. I think I got the point across. Yeah. All right, barakallahu bikum, inshallah. Just be safe, you know. You're here for a purpose. Come for your purpose. Do what you do and watch the other stuff. Y'all got me? That's it. Am I clear? I'm going out. Everyone follow me, right? Just make sure so I know to stop. Tell you. That's it. We got a lot of work to do, and I don't want this stuff to fog up because people don't care about destroying the platform. They'll do that, and I can't let them. Right? So, ho, we trying to do something here. You take that stuff down the street. We don't got time for it. We're really trying to educate people. Your politics, all that stuff, we don't got time for that. See you. Right? All right. See y'all in post-Fajr reflections where we get back to learning. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.